Hey guys, we're going to let some people get in as always. I hope everybody is having a great Friday. Excuse me, guys. I apologize about that. So I hope everyone is having a great Friday. We have a good Western New York in 5 today. It might go a little longer, but that'll be okay with me. I have a very busy day though. So I don't want it to go too long, so we'll give it a little bit. We'll give it a little bit more. Hi, Sylvester. We'll give it a little bit longer, and then we'll go. I hope everybody's having a good day. We are going to look at two people running for Erie County Sheriff. We have two right now. There's Filano, that we are going to look at first. And then we are going to look at Ted Denito. But first we'll take a look at this. I'll pull up the article on NPR and we will go. I hope everybody is having a good day. I know I've already said that. So with this, as we all know by now, Tim Howard I don't think is expected to run again. So we have at least two guys right now that we know are interested in running for Erie County Sheriff. And it's important that we know who these guys are. Filano, I know he's gotten a lot of attention for this Blue New Deal. I know a lot of you guys have taken to Facebook already, and I know there's been articles, but let's take a look at this article. I'm using WBFO articles for this. So Erie County Sheriff Tim Howard at times has said publicly he won't enforce edicts from Albany he doesn't agree with, like the SAFE Act gun control legislation and more recently Governor Andrew Cuomo's 10-person limit on Thanksgiving gatherings. But to hear Steve Filino tell it, he hasn't gone far enough. This is all according to this article I'm reading. I've asked for formal non-enforcement policies that are publicized regarding the various disarmament edicts at play in New York State. And that never happened, Filino said. So he basically takes baby steps towards some of these things, but he doesn't go far enough to have any real impact. On Wednesday, Filino announced he is seeking the Republican Party nomination for Erie County Sheriff to replace Sheriff Howard, a Republican who is not expected to seek re-election. Yeah. So again, I'm sorry, guys. Filano is 35, and he is the founder of Second Amendment Group 2A NYS, and has been active in recent months protesting Cuomo's shutdown order and other COVID-19 restrictions. He's promising that if elected, Erie County Sheriff deputies will not enforce what he calls unconstitutional state laws like COVID-19 executive orders and the red flag law, which prevents people who may harm themselves or others from purchasing firearms. My approach is going to be very different. It's going to not be about what I'm going to force people to do, but what I'm not going to enforce, he said. The focus will be on protecting citizen civil rights against overreach from government. Asked to clarify his stance on COVID restrictions, Filano said he believes in the science on mask wearing and social distancing, but worries about giving so much authority to government. So that's about all this article we're going to read. We're not going to read anymore. Again, we could keep going. I know a lot of people know a lot about him. I want to talk about the other guy too. So we are going to pull up the other article on Ted Denito here. He is a Amherst police veteran, and he is running for Erie County Sheriff as well, or at least testing the waters. So here is another article. Again, this is WBFO. So with Erie County Sheriff, again, we read the same thing. It's Erie County Sheriff Tim Howard's not expected to seek re-election. So candidates are beginning to proclaim their candidacy. So Detective Lieutenant Ted Denito announced his candidacy for Erie County Sheriff in a short Facebook video Wednesday intended to test the waters. I believe in Constitution. I will never infringe on your constitutional rights, he said. I believe in free speech. I believe in the right to peaceful protest. I believe in the right to bear arms. I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe that as Sheriff of Erie County, it's my responsibility to enforce laws fairly and firmly. Denito is a 29-year veteran of the Amherst Police Department and currently commander of its narcotics unit. According to his LinkedIn profile, he joined Amherst PD after attending ECC for Criminal Justice and Public Safety. His message was brief and to the point. Denito said he has spoken with the Republican Party and reached out to other parties too, but Wednesday was reaching out to the public. I want to hear from you. I've always had an open door policy with my subordinates and the people I've worked with, and that's how I plan on being the sheriff. I'm going to have an open door policy. I want to hear your voice because your voice matters, Denito said. I want to hear from civilians. I want to hear from deputies, and I want to hear from police officers and politicians, everyone in Erie County, because that's how I'm going to be able to do the best job I can for you as Erie County Sheriff. You may remember that Dr. James Corsanti surrendered to Denito in 2011. Corsanti was charged with the hit-and-run death of Alex Rice, who was killed while riding her longboard home along Hem Road. So I want to stop myself right there. Corsanti, Dr. James Corsanti. I got to talk about him because it turns out he's practicing again. And that is something that I haven't really heard talked about a whole lot and maybe catch people by surprise, but he is practicing again. And that's just something we need to talk about. And I have to do some more research on it, but that is something worth talking about. So yeah, guys, we're going to stop ourselves right there. There is a lot to talk about when we're talking about these Erie County sheriffs, and we're going to dive more into it when we have a program that takes more time. Fast News. We'll talk more about the Erie County sheriff races. I just want to be acquainted with who they are as far as Ted Denito and Steve Filano. I'm sorry, Filano. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but. So far, it looks like they're both seeking Republican Party nominations. I haven't seen any reports of a Democratic Party nomination or any third party nomination yet as far as what we're going to see for Erie County Sheriff race. Of course, when we're talking about the mayor race, India Walton already has kind of this head start, I would say, on a lot of people because she announced her can't. She was the first one to launch, and she's been doing these Facebook live streams every day. And honestly, I think her base really, really likes her. I see a lot of posts for India. So I think India has a lot of hype. She did a lot of interviews. I think she did very well in those interviews. And I think as we're moving on and as more people, because we will have more people announce that running for mayor of Buffalo. Let's be honest. So we don't know if Mayor Brown's going to run again for a fifth term. He's been mayor since 2006. Okay. There is another kid I know that is running. I forget his name. I believe he's 19 years old, but I haven't heard much about him. And I'm looking at a couple other people that could possibly run. I don't want to drop any names as far as that, but there's some local politicians I think could run. On the Republican side, if you guys remember last time around, Sergio Rodriguez challenged Byron Brown on the Republican ticket. I would not be surprised if Sergio challenged Byron Brown again on the Republican ticket. So yeah, that's really where we stand, guys. I hope you all have a great day. I know this was a little bit longer. I wanted to take not a super in-depth look, but a little look at the two Erie County sheriffs so far. And I will see you guys